You done blowing your nose there?
I thought I had more time.
You just fell off the edge of the earth. That's right, it was flat all along. This is JohnRamboPresents the show. My name is John, and I smell wonderful pulp in the air. I can only mean one thing, ladies and gentlemen. OJ is here.
Good evening.
OJ.
Yes?
How we doing, buddy?
Doing alright.
Doing that crazy thing with your camera again. You look like some sort of a skin disease or something.
I don't get it. I've even got decent call quality this time. I don't know what the problem is.
We'll roll with it, man. That's what we do, right? That's what we do here.
Yeah, so, we'll manage.
Mr. Orange Juice. We could do this under like the most insane conditions. Lava, molten lava flowing at our feet. Vultures attacking us from behind, and we'll just do it. We're able to do it under any circumstance or condition.
Aww. Right? I think we could pull it off, although lava is a little dangerous.
That's what I'm doing right now. OJ, how are you, sir? What's going on with you?
Doing alright. Just had kind of a, you know, it's been a crazy couple weeks.
OJ's back. Last week we missed you very much.
I missed you guys too.
We had several people fill your shoes. Many people did. They all went into your home when you weren't there.
Well, could they have at least watered my plants? These things are kind of dry.
Last week I had many different co-hosts. I took over for OJ. I left his doors open. They walked right into the home. They took over. And everyone did a great job. Thank you. But OJ's back again. We're happy about this. OJ, you want to talk about where have you been? What's been going on? You want to touch on any of this stuff? The floor is yours, sir, if you like.
Just in short, I had to attend a funeral. My grandmother passed away last week, but that's pretty much where I disappeared to. But I'm glad to be back, and I'm doing all right.
And you're well. Feeling good?
Feeling all right. A little tired. It's tired. I am. I had cereal for dinner. I didn't feel like cooking.
Healthy. Wholesome.
Hardly.
Yes. So you're back. I noticed like things without you get a little out of control sometimes. I think it was almost 3 hours last week.
Oh my gosh.
OJ's chaotic, but he brings a controlled chaos.
So wait, are you saying that basically the show ends when it does because if you can't take any more of me, so you cut it short? That's what I'm hearing.
That's not what I'm saying at all. But if you want to be the self-deprecating guy, then you know that's fine. We'll go with that. It's not what I'm saying at all.
Aw, I'm just kidding, man.
All right. Why don't we get to the art for the week? We'll get the show rolling. We got all kinds of things happening. We're going to get deeper inside the SchnozHole. Yes, we're going to go through episode 7. We got some other things happening. I don't really know what they are. OJ was up all night preparing for the show, and he's ready with all kinds of different things to do. Right? Is that correct? So let's check out the art for the week, Johnny.
All right, what do we got this time?
This is some art here. It's going to take a little second for you. This first one here is from Bushidoa. And made this little sketch here. This is some gentleman playing guitar. I don't know who it is, but he looks incredibly handsome, and some may even say sexual. Not only from the waist down, but from the waist up as well, which is rare in the male species.
He's got it all going
OJ.
on.
You know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
You like that? You like it?
I like that. I like the hat a lot.
You like the hat? Very
the
nice.
grin on it is amazing.
This is from Mr. Mike Vita, the PWO, the Pulp World Org taking over. Remember several months ago or weeks ago, I don't know when it was. It's all a blur at this point. There was a little video that OJ was in the wrestling ring. I was fighting Ron Jambo. OJ came in, attacked me instead. And the PWO was formed with OJ at the helm.
You know,
Hollywood
it's entirely possible that I thought I was attacking Jambo, and it just happened to be not Jambo.
It's amazing how long ago the NWO was and how you would still make parodies off of it that people enjoy. And how that really shouldn't happen, but it does and it still works.
Has it been, what, 15, 18 years?
It's been a long time. Those were good days.
Wow.
This is from Mr. J-Mac. J-Mac is here. And we got Luke and Vader. And they're having a little conversation about SchnozMan HolePunch number 7, which did come out last week.
Obviously, Vader's the one asking.
You think so?
Mm-hmm.
You think he'd be more of a fan, and Luke would be, he's the one that wouldn't watch it?
Luke's quiet. I don't think...
Because we're on the dark side, and Vader's on the dark side with us.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I see where you're
We have
going with
cookies.
that. I see what you're saying. I like that. This is from last week. Let me show you a couple from last week because you didn't see them. And this is something we talked about. I wanted you to see this. Rainbow Dorman made this. The 50 Stains of Pulp. Which I believe you've spoken about in the past. You said someone should do it. It's been created for you. So there you go. There's the cover. And I believe he is writing this like it's actually going to be a thing. This is like a little prequel or a what do you call that? A
as
teaser.
long as it didn't start out as Twilight fan fiction, I'll be okay.
It's much more devious than that, sir. Come on.
Well, 50 Shades of Grey started as Twilight fan fiction.
And you know that. Congratulations. That's just something.
Now you know that. Congratulations. Ha!
This is from Mr. DJ Fleming. Check this out. I thought you'd like this.
Whoa!
I thought you'd enjoy that.
Dang, that is awesome.
That's pretty nice, right?
I need to get that in full res. My goodness.
I still would like to know how he did it. If he's out there, let us know. And here's the last one.
Photo of me I've ever seen.
No, this next one is pretty intense. This might be the most intense piece of art we've ever received. I got this moments before the show started. I'm a little afraid to show it. I'm not sure what will happen here. I'm just going to let everybody know. Be aware here. If you want to turn your head right now, you have that opportunity, right? OJ, you have to look at it. No, I'm not talking to you. You have to watch. Ready?
Are you sure?
3, 2, 1. Boom.
Why would you do that?
This is from Mr. Art, because he made it. What am I supposed to do? Not use his art? This is from Iron Wolf.
Wow.
I don't know what we're looking at here. It's some sort of a sack. I think there's probably groceries in there, maybe some apples.
That's a giraffe.
No, there's some apples in there. That's like one of those, these sacks you bring to the grocery store.
That's
the
sacks. One of those sacks that half the population brings to the grocery store, the other half does not.
And I think we should probably just leave this up here the whole rest of the show. Do like a 4-hour show.
I'm gonna shrink my window back down.
Is this even? Are you even allowed to show this on YouTube or anything?
I have no idea. If it's an animal, maybe.
I would think you're probably not allowed to do this. But whatever. It's a beautiful.
Said it was a camel.
It's beautiful. Look at it. Look at your face, John. It never looked so great. Your face never looked so lovely. Do you agree with that?
Oh man, did y'all talk about the zonkies last week? Wait, wasn't I here for that?
No, you were not here for the
zonkies.
zonkies.
So dead.
What?
Because I was talking with someone about zonkies.
Why is your brain is dead?
Maybe.
Why is wrong with your brain? What's wrong?
Because I was trying to remember who I was talking with about zonkies.
It was not me, sir. I don't know who you're
Sorry.
having zonky conversations with behind my back, and then forgetting who they are after you talk to them about it.
Well, it's
not only are we having zonky conversation behind my back, but you're forgetting who you're even speaking to, which is disrespectful to me and the person you were talking to about zonkies.
Well, what do you want me to do?
Be a respectful zonky conversation.
I could have sworn I spoke with you about it.
No, you didn't. Let's not lie to the people, okay?
Dang.
Yeah. All right, so let's talk about this now. Are you okay? You're still there?
I'm here.
Okay. Let's talk about this. One moment, please. One moment. Okay, there we go. All right, let's check this out, ladies and gentlemen. I want to announce today. This is JohnRamboPresents.bandcamp.com.
Nice.
All kinds of great things going on here. Of course, in the past, we had the StayBallsy songs. Zombie Girl. You got Drown for You. You got some other ones that OJ probably talked to someone about and forgot who the person was. Some other songs.
You know.
Then we got Schnoz-man HolePunch, episodes 1 through 5, original soundtrack, which is all kinds of great stuff in there. OJ's downloaded it. He talked to someone about it, forgot who they were. And now, coming out today, ladies and gentlemen, Schnoz-man HolePunch, The Justice League, episodes 6 and 7. Original soundtrack is out now. Let's open that up. And as you can see, there are 17 songs for the 7 episodes. Right? Does that make sense, John?
717, man.
Yes. And we got all kinds of Mother Zicking Holes from episode 6. We got some instrumental music. We have Mr. Museus, we're going to talk about later, who did a tremendous amount of music for episode 7 in particular. All his stuff is on there, including you can now be the owner of the Epic Mail song. You can have that song, the Epic Mail. We've got the Jeff Reagan song. We got Best Friend Roommates. The Epic commercial with Joe Burden. The whole thing's on there. And all kinds of other things. We have Mr. Snide. I think Snide's in the chat today. One of his songs made on there. He did a cover of Evil Laughs at You. And then I did a big bunch of music last week. That was recorded for YouTube, and that's actually been put in MP3 form. So that's all stuff, on here. Man. It's all on here, John. And guess what? Guess how much this costs? Guess, John.
1 chicken.
No. That's completely wrong. And you failed. It's $0, my friends. This is free right now. You go right here. You go to Buy Now. And I'll say, name your price. You put in that 0. And as you see, it says download now. It's perfectly free. Right? There you go.
I like it.
Don't be shy if you feel like, you know, you don't want something for free. I don't know. Some people are like that. They don't want to take things for free. They feel like it's, I don't really understand that. I take all kinds of things for free. If it's offered to me, even things I don't want, I would just take them and break them. But it's free. Don't be shy. Download it. Tell people, friends, I don't know. Enjoy it. This is why I made it. I made it so you can enjoy it. And I made it because I like you, and I want you to be happy, and hopefully that's what it accomplishes. Right?
Nice.
And if you want to put more than 0, you could do that. You could put like this. You can go like this. You could put that, and it says check out, and you can do a PayPal, whatever. That's perfectly fine if you don't want to do that. It's up to you. It's not something I'm even looking for or anticipating people would do. But leave it in your hands. You know, take it. It's free. Take it. Take it, John. Are you taking it?
You want me to take it right now? I will take it right now.
No, don't do that because you're going to mess up the Skype call.
Okay.
And the download's pretty fast, too.
That's good. They got a good server.
So, JohnRamboPresents.bandcamp.com.
.bandcamp.com.
Okay?
Okay.
You want to do that?
I'm
Borgia Dorman's asking if you could pay $0. Yes. Rubles, that's fine.
Rubles. I want rubles.
JohnRamboPresents.
With the
JohnRamboPresents.bandcamp.com. All right? Type it out, John. Type it out for me.
JohnRamboPresents.bandcamp.com.
So, okay, you don't have to say it. Just type it. So, OJ, last week when you were not here, we had the contest for the T-shirt. We had people that posted up on the HolePunch video, right? Mm-hmm. And then we did a random generator. I don't remember how I did this, which you actually taught me how to do.
Random.org.
That's right. And we found a gentleman that won the shirt.
Awesome.
His name was Quick Ben. And Quick Ben was in the chat. He was very excited about this last week. And all of a sudden, he never contacted me.
Oh.
And he never claimed his T-shirt. So, Quick Ben, if you're out there, you gotta send me an email with your address and stuff, man. StayBallsy@gmail.com. And then there you go. Then we can send your shirt off to you, man. We'd like to send it to you. You know. I hope no one else, I feel like someone else may have kidnapped the guy, so he doesn't get the shirt. I hope that's not the case.
I'm just picturing him at his house, just shuddering there, freezing to death.
Why?
Because he doesn't have a shirt.
Maybe he doesn't. I don't know. Maybe he's got too many shirts. You know. There are Ramboholics out there. There's OJaculators out there. I don't know, all kinds of different groups.
I thought they were Pulpy Pals.
The Ed Trotta fan clubs out there. I don't know. Maybe someone took him out. And but if he's out there, if he never says anything, and then we can't give it to him, we'll have to give it to somebody else. So that's just what's gonna have to be.
Another randomly generated.
We'll give him another week, right?
You have another week, sir. Please get in contact with us. We want to send you your.
Now, what if someone else wants a T-shirt, John? What happens? Tell them how to get a T-shirt and what's
Somebody
going on.
else wants a T-shirt. You can go right on down to geekfiregifts.com/shop, where you can buy one of our fine T-shirts, including the blue StayBallsy shirt, the black StayBallsy shirt, perhaps even a Schnoz-man shirt.
Wow. Where do you get that?
Where do you get that? At geekfiregifts.com/shop.
What do we do with the money? What happens with the money?
We reinvest it into Schnoz-man and HolePunch and the StayBallsy and the show.
Does it go into hookers? No.
No, other things do, once we have the money.
Whoa. That was filthy. That was filthier
So are they.
That was filthier than this. That was filthier than this picture right here.
Glasses off. Ow,
That was filthier than that,
I got
John.
stuck.
You're a filthy man.
Oh, you're gonna have to like censor that, dude.
What are you talking about, censor it? That's a beautiful piece of artwork made by Iron Wolf. You're going to insult him that way? My God.
Oh gosh, did I get paged? Okay, I didn't get paged. False alarm.
You're very paranoid, man.
I know. I don't want to get in trouble.
We're going to have a talk after the show. I feel like you just seem strung out. You have things happen. What's going on? Are you okay? We're not going to do this here. We're not going to do this here in front of everybody.
Dude, I'm fine, man.
You just don't seem like you're well.
I just had to check to make sure that I didn't get paged from work.
Is someone hurting you?
Is someone hurting me?
Is someone at work doing something?
No.
Are they abusing you in some way?
No.
Are you being sexually harassed? Are you being sexually harassed?
Not at all.
Let's talk about videos.
All right, what we got?
Well, first of all, I saw a video today that was very interesting that involved you. Do you know about this?
No.
A video was passed along to me by someone that was at PAX East.
Oh, no. Oh, I know
they got
this
some
one.
footage of you.
This one is great. It's so embarrassing. Oh, my gosh.
Do you know what I mean? Wait a minute. I don't want to say what it is because it might not be what you're thinking it is. Tell me what it is.
There's music playing.
Okay, so there's a video of you randomly dancing at PAX East.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Dressed as Dan.
Yeah, and nobody got what I was doing. I was, like, doing Koryukens while spinning in place. And it looked really ridiculous.
So next week I'm going to try to get that video down and show everybody maybe.
That would be cool.
But it was pretty wild, you know, that I find these things like this.
Yeah, someone actually sent that to me. They're like, hey, look, I found you. I'm like, oh, wow. It was a friend of mine.
Okay.
But no, dang it. I had a topic that I really wanted to ask you. Oh, I remember.
What?
I remember the topic I want to discuss if we have time.
Well, what is it? I don't think we have time.
Okay, we can discuss it later.
What is it?
It was about a pair of radio DJs.
Okay, what did they do?
It's just, you ever... I mean, I know where you... I mean, where we live, there's a morning show. The Ethan and Lou show.
Okay.
And that's been going on since we were kids.
All right, I never watched it once. Okay.
Yeah, it's a radio show.
Yeah.
And, like, one of them's, like, an older dude, and one of them's, you know, maybe, like, 10 or 20 years younger than him.
Okay.
But it seems like it started just once. They started fighting on the air, and it was just bad. And then they were nice again the next day. But then, like a month and a half later,
hate each other.
They were fighting on the air again.
All these guys hate each other.
And more. They just keep fighting.
Yeah.
But, like, it's weird. Like,
how do you know about this?
I was listening. It keeps happening. Like, the older guy seems to be getting really angry, and no one backs him up. I feel so bad for him, but I honestly can't tell who's in the wrong.
But how do you know about it? You listen to this?
Yeah, when I drive to work.
And they're just getting more and more frustrated with each other.
Yeah.
A lot of these like co-hosts say they don't like each other in the end. Like it comes out later on. Like they stay together because it's like they're doing, you know, they're making profit or whatever. They have contracts, that stuff.
And that's why we're better. Because we don't have profit. So there's nothing to be upset about.
Well, that's what we're upset about. That's it right there.
No, it was just like I was listening and I felt so bad because there were 3 people on the show at this point. And 2 of them are just
son of a bitch!
Yeah, they're telling me, like, stop discounting my... They're telling Gilder, stop discounting my opinion. You're just saying I'm wrong. And he's like, I'm not saying that. And no one's backing him up. They're double teaming him, and I just felt so bad for him. Like,
don't worry, John, we're getting there.
No, I don't want to get there. I like being here.
All right, so speaking of that, you're talking about... I'm trying to make what's the segue here? You're talking about media, shows, things like that.
Yes.
I got a couple different videos I want to talk about. Here's the first one. I just posted it in the chat. Mr. Ed Trotta is in a new commercial, ladies and gentlemen, for Farmers Insurance. It's on.
That?
What's that?
Did Ed say so? Did Ed confirm it?
Yes, he sent me the link and everything.
Nice.
So I put the link in the chat. Oh, you did see it. Okay.
Yeah, the giant penny.
You're a big Ed fan.
He's awesome.
You're a big fan. So am I.
He's got advice dripping out of his ears, and I keep.
You know, it's something else. You know, it's something much filthier. So anyway, yeah. So if you ever could go check that out, I'm gonna put it. If you're watching on YouTube, I'm gonna put it in the description. And we want to try to get that as many comments as we can on there, as many likes as we can, because that'll help Ed out in the end. You know, if they see, holy shit, Ed Trotta, and this guy's got a big fan base, which he does. We just want to represent for him. Maybe perhaps there'll be other opportunities for him and stuff like that. So we want to try to do the best we can for him, you know. So let's check that out. So it's a funny commercial. He's playing Lincoln on the penny, which is pretty cool. So yeah, you like that, don't you, John?
That's the best reason to keep the penny.
Because Lincoln's on it and reminds you of Ed, so you have like all kinds of pennies.
Oh my gosh, I should have a penny right here. Where did it go? Dang it, I lost my penny. I had a wheat ear penny over here.
You're a wacky man. I want to mention a video I put out last week. I put out a video 2 days before Schnoz-man HolePunch number 7. It was a video where I'm playing guitar and at the StayBallsy Spectacular Studios, which we haven't used in like a year. But I said,
it's been a while, man.
We rented it out to a porn company for the last year. You know about that. You were involved in some of the filming and stuff. But it was actually, if you haven't checked it out, please check it out. It's probably one of my favorite videos I ever put out on the channel because it was just me for about 14 minutes without any cuts. There's no jump cuts or anything like that. I played several songs in a row. A lot of the songs came out. I really liked how they came out and everything. And there's some nice visual stuff with the backdrop. So if you have a chance, check it out. What's it called? Music of the SchnozHole or something? I don't remember.
Something like that.
A Musical Odyssey.
Yeah, I was reading through the comments on that earlier today.
Yeah, people that watched it really enjoyed it. So if you have a chance, check it out.
I'm one of those people.
You commented?
No, I really enjoyed it.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Listened to the whole thing straight through. It was awesome.
All right, so let's get into this now, man. We're going to go deeper inside the SchnozHole. Last time we went deep inside. Deeper. Because that's what we're pretty much doing. We're getting deeper into the story. Deeper into the characters. That was really what the episode was about. Did you have a chance to look at the comments for the episode, what people were saying about it?
Yeah.
What did you think about what people were saying?
I was very impressed with what they were saying. They said some really nice stuff. They got a kick out of the return of Raposa. They liked Chap. They loved the monologue that you wrote. They liked the way that the character development was going. So good stuff, man. Many
people said it was their favorite or it was their best episode, which is really cool. And it was actually I think it's my personal favorite one. It's the one I'm most proud of because at one point it was really like a big mess. It was really screwed up. And then I had to kind of really think long and hard about certain things, and you and I had a conversation about it a couple times.
Trying to figure out how we were going to save it?
Yeah, I called you frantically, and I'm like, okay, what are we going to do? Blah, 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 blah. It would have been fine, like, if to have... Because I talked about it last week, because 7 and 8 were originally together as one, and then we broke it up. And it wasn't even so much because of the length. It was mainly because, like, you're going through a lot of material. You know what I mean? And you want to pace things. You want to slow things down. You want to pace it out so people can digest things and get into things. If you throw in everything at them at once, a lot of things get lost. You know. So I like how we paced out the episodes now. I think it's like perfect. And in the end, it came out better than it was originally intended to be, which is more than you can ask for, really. You know. So and like every scene's got a lot in there. You know, it's like it's a lot. Every scene matters in some way. And we're going to talk about that now as we go through it and kind of maybe point out some things that maybe we didn't express as well as we could have, or people didn't pick up on, or maybe you did, and we'll just reiterate it for you. But it's been an experience putting this out, man. You know, going through it's really difficult. It's had a tremendous effect on me in many ways, mostly negatively. But at the same time, when one is out, then it's like it's all kind of worth it, and I'm impressed with myself sometimes.
A lot of other people are too.
I go, shit, maybe it was worth it, and I think
maybe.
Well, I think it was, but it's it's definitely a difficult process. There was all kinds of many different things I went through making this one, which I don't really want to get into. It's not a big deal, but gotta keep pushing forward. I feel like it's important to do it. I think it matters to people. I think it's a story that should be told, and I will make whatever sacrifice I need to make to bring it to you. I will take the bullet.
Don't die.
That's how it goes.
We like you.
I'm doing a lot better now. I'm doing much better now than I was about a month ago. But
well, that's good to
especially
hear.
from a financial standpoint and stuff like that. But
Aw.
things are going better. We got more to come, but we're not done with this one. We're going to talk about this one now. More than anything, what I want to say about it, people want to say whatever they want to say about it, but I think what I want it to be in the end is an example of what people can do with just pure, dedication, discipline, and just extreme effort. What you could accomplish.
Dedication.
No matter what it is. I'm not talking about just a web show or a show or whatever. Whatever it is that you do, whatever it is that you would like to accomplish in this world, you can do it with no matter what you have, and if you have work ethic and dedication to it, you can pull it off. And that's what I want to be an inspiring thing.
Dedication, devotion, turning all the nighttime into the day. Sorry, I had to bring up that song.
Well, you did. And we're thankful for that.
By the way, we got a couple questions. Some folks are asking if Morph is going to be in the next episode of Schnoz-man and HolePunch.
That is not
correct. I have
correct.
to ask them, how do you know he wasn't already in Schnoz-man?
How do we know that Morph is not here today? How do we know? Morph could be in it because he's a superhero and shit. So he's kind of like a superhero. I don't know what he is, honestly. He's just a great guy.
He's like the wonder only child.
So a couple of things I want to bring up before we get into it. You can check out StayBallsy.com/HolePunch if you want more Schnoz-man HolePunch action. There are bios on many of the characters. There's a full cast list. There's reviews that you guys wrote are in there. There's pictures. There's art. There's all kinds of things. So StayBallsy.com/HolePunch for more stuff. And one question I got a couple times, people want to know, like, what's the time frame for the series? Like, over what period of time is this taking place, right? So here's the breakdown. If you watch the episodes, maybe you haven't seen some of the older ones in a long time. OJ's gone. OJ's gone. We're just going to roll on without him. Then I'll call him back. Is the stream still going? Stream still going? Okay, we'll just keep going without him. Yeah, so it's in the episodes. It's explained in the episodes, but if you haven't been refreshed on it in a long time, between episode 1 and episode 2 is 1 week. And then 2 and 3 is 1 day. 3 and 4 is the same day. 4 to 5 is another day. And then from 5 to 6 is like several weeks in between. So overall, from the first episode, it's like a little bit over a month has transpired. And then 6 to 7 is like the next day. So that's how that goes. Let me try to get him back in here. He's calling me. There we go. Are you there?
Yes.
All right, you're back.
Yeah.
Okay. So I was just telling them like how long the time frame is for everything. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's cool.
Another thing I want to bring up, like if you go back to the earlier episodes, people ask like how much of this did we plan out from the beginning and stuff like that. And pretty much like quite a bit of it. And if you go back to the early episodes, what do you see in every opening? You see stores. You see retail stores, right? And I think one of them you see retail stores are out of business. So maybe perhaps the Epic Mail was coming this entire time, rising and putting people out of business, and then eventually taking hold. And that's what it's all about, And if you know me, of course, like the villain's going to be a manager, and the bad thing's going to be a retail store. I mean, that's just how right? You know what I'm talking about, John.
Yes, I do.
All right. Another thing I want to bring up, the YouTube version of this is all messed up. It's kind of upsetting because like
the stuck frames and stuff.
Yeah, like the video's fine. I actually uploaded it like a week ago, and I set it to private, and so a few people could watch, like Ed, a couple other people I allowed to watch it, some people in the cast, OJ, and it was like the upload was perfectly fine. So then, a week later, I upload the same file to YouTube, and now it's like all screwed up. There's like screen tearing in certain parts, and other parts are kind of screwed up visually. And I'm kind of happy because no one like brought it up, and no one said like, oh, it's an editing mistake or anything like that, which makes me feel good, because I would have been real upset if people were like, you fucked up with this part, and it wasn't my fault, you know. So
yeah. Also, my audio is low.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's okay. It shouldn't be.
Yeah. There's like, yeah, so apparently MDX aka Snide is saying there are a lot of people who are having this problem with YouTube.
Yeah, well, I can see that. But in the end, I think we're going to put out some sort of a, I don't know, it'll be maybe a DVD or some way people could just download or something, so people get the real actual thing, what it's supposed to look like and everything. The
full experience.
Because even the best friend roommates, like I colored it differently. The best friend roommate stuff is colored a little bit different. But when you watch it on YouTube, it all gets washed away, and you can't really see that.
You can't see the difference?
You can't really see the difference, so.
That's lame.
That's how it goes, John. So are you ready for this? What I want to do, I'm going to play it. We're going to talk about it. John, if you don't mind, if you could follow the chat during this, as well as, watching it with me and talking about it, and if people have questions about specific things that you feel are worthy of speaking about, then we can, interject that in there.
All right, guys. So, folks in the chat, I'm going to try and read your questions. I apologize, because I'm not going to be able to get to all of them, but I'll do my best to pick what I think John will actually answer.
Wow.
Now it looks like it's your fault.
What do you mean? I didn't get it.
If I pick the wrong question.
All right, so here we go with this Schnoz-man HolePunch. There's Lease episode number 7. Behind the scenes commentary track. Boom.
Yeah.
So here we go, opening up with the news report. And this is going to take a long time. We're going to stop this right here. So, everything we do with Schnoz-man HolePunch is difficult. You think just recording a television, that would be easy. But even this was a problem. What happened here, OJ? We forgot how to do it or something? Explain to me.
I thought that we did it, we hooked it up with a USB stick directly to my TV. That's what I thought we did last time.
Right.
And it completely escaped my mind that we could just hook a laptop up to it. And when you said, get the computer ready so we can just do this quickly, I thought you meant make sure the computer in my room was booted so we could copy the files off of it quickly.
Yeah, it's really weird. Like, I don't know, sometimes we have these weird things that happen. I don't know. We're tired. I don't know what to say about it. But I'm like, John, get the computer. Because that's what we've always done. We hook up the laptop to the TV or to, like, Play and Trade's TV. Or it's how we've always done it.
Yeah, that's how we did it before.
So this time OJ decides to plug it right into the TV, the USB into the TV instead of through the laptop. And it's not playing correctly. So then he starts going into, oh, you can't do this. And you have to remake this thing, and you can't do it.
I said,
I was like, what are you talking about?
The TV. It's not going. It's not. I've tried everything. It's not going to get rid of the bar at the bottom.
You're like, this is how we always did it. You can't do it. And then I was just like, and then we kind of remembered, oh, you're supposed to use the laptop.
Somebody said, well, why don't you just hook up the computer? And I went, oh.
That's just how it goes. Everything's like got to be talked about for like 20 minutes. It's very strange. So of course. My sister's the news report woman, and then she was in the last episode, and there's some a lot of the annoying stuff with this episode. Like I had to find little clips of things. You got to go on searches, John.
Yeah.
So, sleeping animals is what I found here, and I love this because it shows several sleeping animals, and then HolePunch is sleeping.
Yeah. By the way, Wily Bandicoot asks if we actually went to a zoo to record.
No, it's recorded footage. That was free. Was it free? Use or something? What is it called?
Yeah, fair use.
Fair use.
Something like that. Also, well, I mean, we did get a photo of it. Didn't we actually go get a sign though?
That was the last episode. Yes, we went to the
zoo.
Yeah.
Derp.
So as you can see here, this is my sister. This is all stuff the Sturmgeist 13 made. Again, doing a tremendous job with this.
That
Zoopocalypse
is so darling cute. It is painful.
That's what we were going for. We stuck that with the atomic bomb behind it.
So
it's all supposed to be like overly done news. You know what I'm talking about? What's that called? There's a term for that.
For overly done news, sensationalist.
Yes. There you go. So there you go. And she's talking about things. This was recorded the same day that we did the last one with her. And I don't know how we're going to do the next one because she lives in California, so we'll see how that works.
So the Nutmaster asked if we have a schedule for directing and producing, or if we generally film when we can and not on a schedule.
We film when OJ allows us to film. playing laser tag or whatever the heck he's doing. So here we go. Oh, I missed it. All right, so this is a great. What I think I love about this episode, John, like all your expressions were really good. And Carl had some awesome expressions too. We'll get into
Carl
that.
has one of the most expressive faces ever.
Well, look at this. Was amazing by you, like there. That was great, dude.
Well, it also helps that I look incredibly exhausted.
Well, that's how it goes. Well, HolePunch should do that. And this was made by Sturmgeist here. We have the two hashtags, and then I don't know if people got a chance to read this. It goes kind of quick, but he's guilty of burning a bookstore, flooding a restaurant, draining an aquarium, making animals sleep.
I just love the flooding a restaurant followed by draining an aquarium.
Yeah, that was good stuff. And we went through a couple different wanted signs. One that he made was like old school style, like looks like from the
Western.
Yeah, Western. We went through a bunch, and then I basically had to like look through ones that were real, and then find one. Then I don't know. It was crazy, man. We'll have him on here again one day, and we'll talk about all the stuff that we went through on that side of it. So. Anything else to say about the news report thing? I think it looks pretty good. And I wanted it to start the episode for the first time, which we never did before.
Yeah.
Before the episode before the intro comes in, you're starting with something different. Mix it up, John. That's what it's called. Mix it up. And here we go. This is the great Joe. And he came over. This was done over at my place. He came over. This was probably like several months ago, dude.
I know. We've been sitting on this clip for so long, and I just love watching it.
He came down like in March. And it's just something I thought to do. It would be great. And I thought it was pretty funny, man. I really enjoyed doing this with him. It was a lot of fun.
Epic.
He gets into this stuff, man. He does a great job. You like this photo here? I don't know. This is very bizarre. A gorilla with a tiger.
Yeah, I don't understand. One of those is going to get mauled. No,
they're having a great time together. And he's like, "Shut up, bro. Of course I love the ladies."
Why would they put that in the commercial?
Because they're crazy, man. They're the epic male.
Yeah, I love his hat.
The epic male doesn't have the best editors. They slip up here and there.
Yeah, as evidenced by some other video.
And well, there's reasons for that. There's reasons for all of that, but I can't tell you. Right
I know.
Now. You should know. But
No, I was talking about
just in general.
The last
terms.
episode.
Okay. The hat was made by your girlfriend.
Yep.
Ritzy.
Decadently ritzy.
That was decadently ritzy, huh? And this was fun
that
stuff.
was just ritzy, but...
We get a little taste right there, what's going on underneath the pants.
Oh, gosh, I didn't even notice that. Dang it.
Just a little
That's
taste.
Like a spoiler.
No, because you didn't even know it. It was just a little bit. It was a little taste. You know what I'm talking about. All right, talk about this, John. This is the flying footage. Maybe people think this is stock footage. It is not. What is it?
OJ's in the sky. OJ's in the sky. My friend's a pilot, and that is why OJ's in the sky.
Do you want to say something people can understand about it? Or?
Okay, so a friend of mine is a pilot.
Well, your friend who was in the show.
Yeah, my friend, the banker, Amit himself, the mighty Amit. He's a pilot, and he offered. He said, "Hey, I need to go get some flying hours," and he offered to take me up in the plane. We actually went and recorded my parents' house. We flew over to my parents' house, and we got photos and video. I actually photographed John's house, too.
What?
Yeah, I tried to give you a copy of the photo. You didn't take it. You just left it in my house.
All right, so your friend Ahmed, who played the banker in episode 5, he actually flies, and you went up there with the camera, the same camera that we used to film everything, right? And this is Stanford that you filmed.
Yeah, we filmed actually a lot more, but the plane was really small. So the reflection of my leg is in a lot of the shots.
Yeah,
so unless you guys want to look at the palest inner thigh ever,
you gave me probably like
stick with these.
You gave me like 12 minutes of footage. I probably used like the only stuff I could.
Yeah, I tried to send you only the best clips.
Yeah, it was good. And do you like what I did here? I made the like the dark. It's darker as he's talking about evil.
Yeah.
Evil would do this and that. And
yeah.
then,
Yeah.
Go ahead.
By the way, the Pryor family home is in at least one of these shots.
Right. Yeah. That was one of the questions Ed asked me. Is like, how did you get that footage?
Oh, really?
No, this is the Lincoln statue. The Lincoln statue was in episode 6, but in that one, it was it was a nice day. There's people out. It was nice at that point.
Special thing.
Mm-hmm.
This statue is actually in Stanford.
Yes. Mostly everything is in Stanford. We'll point out some stuff that isn't. usually the stuff I have to go out and get myself.
Yeah. Also, it is raining on this shot, right?
That's exactly where I was going. The first time we saw Link in episode 6, it was a nice day. It was people out walking around. And now it's dark and it's raining and evil has come, John. Evil,
Oh,
there he is.
The land is darkening.
There is evil.
Oh, look at this.
All right, talking about this monologue. This monologue, one of my fears about this episode was that this monologue was way too long. And originally, I think it was actually like 30 seconds more than it is now.
Yeah.
But about 2 weeks ago, me and OJ got together and we changed some of it around. It used to be a whole different explanation here. That made no sense, really. It was convoluted as hell. Like, I was like, why did we do that? So about 2 weeks ago, we got together and changed it around. So it's like OJ from 6 months ago talking, and then OJ from like 2 weeks ago talking combined. And how do we do all this stuff? You want to talk about how you did that? You set all this up.
Oh, the website and all that stuff?
Yeah. You set this stuff up.
All right. So I actually ended up using... So I do a lot of programming in C#, which is basically easy mode. So I made a derpy little program where you click it and it generates a random 32-character string. And then I made a fake website that I hosted on my own computer. And then went to the website and then cleared out the URL bar and typed in, an Epic Mail URL. Don't go to the Epic Mail's website. Do not go.
You did it?
It's porn. It is very much porn.
It's Epic Mail porn?
Yes.
All right, don't look at that.
And then we hunted down some photos. We found some maps of Connecticut. And
that's like Wikipedia or something.
Yeah, and I made a derpy website with a submit button, so when you click it, it changes the text to say authenticated.
Yeah.
Logging in or something stupid like that.
And Sturmgeist made this map here.
Yeah, I just like how he just dropped the logo and the circles and the big X.
The big X, yes. So yeah, again, that was one of my concerns about this before I put it out. Is this going to be too long for people? But no one actually said that in the comments, that this monologue was too long. So
yeah,
because it wasn't. It's not all. Obviously, it's not all like flashback. It's him explaining what he found out last episode. The time frame's kind of weird because this took place before. Like you see him on the couch earlier.
Yeah,
that's real time, and then this stuff was the night before.
Yeah,
the night before he figured it all out. Then he went to sleep on the couch. Schnoz-man slept in the bed because he was throwing up, and so this is he explained what he figured out last night. He decided to go to bed, regroup, and then the next day he's going to go after Jeff.
Yeah, he needed to rest.
Right, and then now this goes back into real time. So he's got off the couch, he's getting ready, and this stuff's fun. Do you remember what we did to get prepared for this? What we watched? Do you remember?
Batman. Not
just any Batman. What Batman was it?
Forever.
Batman. No, Batman and Robin.
I never saw it, man.
We watched it on YouTube, remember?
No, I never watched the whole movie.
Yeah, we just saw the clips because I remember this from when I was younger, and I was like, "This is freaking stupid." And they showed Batman with the nipples, and he was like tightening his belt and everything. I'm like, HolePunch is gonna do that shit. And we went so far as to have your girlfriend make official HolePunch boxers.
Yes, that happened.
Which I know took her quite some time to do.
You paused it on my butt twice.
Which I know took her quite some time to make these, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the Batman thing, it's supposed to be cool, like, Batman and Robin are gearing up.
Yeah, but it actually wasn't, though.
I know, the suit, the gloves, the batarangs, all that stuff.
What did you have here? Whole bangs?
Yeah, we got whole bangs, we got me dropping my whole vial.
Whole vial, that may come into play later on. We don't
totally isn't Games Workshop Citadel glue, I assure you.
This was pretty sweet, look at this. Watch this, boom. HolePunch, boom. Boom. That was some good stuff right there, man. That was fun. And he's like,
I like the frown on my face right now.
It's time to get some backup.
And that totally doesn't work.
Well, you're getting the backup, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we got a lot to say about this. I don't even know where to begin.
That air mattress has a leak.
I don't even know where to begin with all this. I just will play a little bit and we'll get into it. But I've quite a few things to say about this. All right, so let's stop here. So this is down in this is in OJ's building, right? It's down in the basement.
Yep.
It's not like a closed off area. Anyone that lives in the building can go down there at any time.
Yep.
So we're down there one day. We got an air mattress down there with sheets. We got several like flowers. We got fake guns.
Lighting.
That look pretty real. We got lights. We got a camera. We have a dude in a robe with underwear underneath it. And we have a girl in lingerie.
Yeah.
With all kinds of film equipment. And it was just like such a bizarre moment. And you and me were the only ones that had clothes on, basically.
Yep.
And we're just looking at each other like, we're making a freaking porno right now.
Casting couch.
And this was great because this is the kind of thing like it's awkward to ask the actors to do it, and we're not experienced with this, right? Nope. We never had people do this kind of stuff before, film this kind of stuff. So you got to go to Carl, you got to go to Brooke, and I had to talk to Brooke before this and be like, you have to bring lingerie, and she was cool about it, and everybody was professional, and that's how you do these things. No one was giggling and acting like
yeah,
kids.
I tried not to stare about anybody.
You tried not to, but did you?
Tried not to stare. Yeah, I know, but Carl's eyes are just so dreamy.
You're staring at Carl. And he was having fun with this. He was going off the script on this a little bit, and
he was just coming up with things.
I was like, all right, let him have it.
Let him roll.
Let it breathe. You'll let it breathe. All right, so here we go with this. This is a whole nother story, okay? A whole nother story with this. So, like we said, we had Carl, we had her down there, we did the whole thing. I go home, right?
Yeah.
I'm editing the footage. I realize none of her scenes or the footage she's in has audio. There's no audio on any of it.
Nope.
So then I have to send her an email. First I tell John, and he's like, oh, no. But then I have to contact her. And I have to say, Brooke, you have to come back down here, and all we're doing is the lingerie thing again. Again. And it just made me seem like I was just trying to make her wear lingerie again. Right?
Yeah.
So not only was it strange to have her do it in the first place, but she had to come and do it all over again. And she was nice enough to do it, though.
And we had to be worried that someone was going to come in again. Thankfully, nobody did. Somehow.
I don't know how we got through all of this without any problems. It was amazing. And this was funny stuff right there. I like this part. What the hell does that smell? Carnation petals.
It's an aphrodisiac.
Yeah, it makes me laugh. I don't know.
All over my skin.
So yeah, this was like his stuff and her stuff. It's like 3 weeks, like 2 or 3 weeks in between. They're not even in there in the same room. That's the movie magic, John. This is Hollywood magic.
Yeah.
And as you notice, when she walked in, she was wearing boots, right?
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden, she has stockings on because she wore something different the second time she came. But we're just gonna go with it,
No, she switched the boots for the stockings when the camera was on Jeff.
How do you? Yeah, right. How could you not? How could you prove that it didn't happen, right? So then, this is what happened here. The scene, I didn't like the scene because it was just Jeff on the bed for like 2-3 minutes,
moaning, acting
like he's getting blown, with the camera right in his face. And I'm like, you can't show this for like 3 minutes. It's really boring. It's really awkward to watch, So we went to the florist shop, the local florist shop, and I talked about this on the show like a couple weeks ago. But I ran in with the camera for like 30 seconds, just filmed the store.
Yep.
And that's where that footage came from.
I still think it would have looked really cool with wildflowers.
Where would we find this?
There's like flowers all over the place, man.
You could tell me at the time, something I can do now.
I didn't think of it. I thought of it 2 days later.
The way you say it, like the way you say it is like I shot you down. You're like I stole.
No, I didn't say it that way.
That's what came off. That's what came off.
I meant to say I just thought it would look cool.
I got to pull over Museus. Museus is the man that made the music for this. This is original music that he made for the episode. And I contacted him. I sent him an email, and I said, Mr. Museus, I need music. It needs to be epic male porno music. That's all I said. And he came up with that. Did you like it?
Oh, it was very good.
He did an awesome job. That's one of the songs he did. He did several different compositions for the episode. And that's the thing. Like that's what was tough about this episode. The scenes as is, I didn't think were good enough. So then you add these little touches. You add the music, you add in the visual stuff, and it just brings it to life a lot better.
The music really helps. Because
you think about it, this would have been him sitting there moaning and shit with no sound for like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
That wouldn't have been good.
Also, one funny thing about that scene was people were commenting about my scotch.
Yes, there's scotch next to the
they're
bed.
like, wow, this is really good scotch. Good on you for buying Talisker. I'm like, thank you. I like that.
That's OJ stock. Now, Sturmgeist did all this stuff. I went out and filmed all this. And these aren't still shots. This is actually, if you look at the trees, if you look at the clouds, this is video, this is moving stuff. This first one is in Danbury, Connecticut. This is where OJ and I used to work at Toys R Us, which is across the street. And the Toys R Us, I wanted to get the Toys R Us, but he wasn't very good. There's like stuff in front of the sign. So here we have the Epic Mail, the first location of the Epic Mail.
Wait, is the Kids R Us a Guitar Center now?
No. That's
just a note.
That's the other side of the street, yes.
So, Shuhei Hisagi69 was asking,
yes.
What was the point of the flower porn scene with Jeff on Google Images? That's Georgia O'Keeffe art. If you're not familiar with Georgia O'Keeffe,
That's later on, dude. Come on.
No, we just saw it. Didn't we?
Wait, what was it?
Wait, I don't know. I could have
No,
sworn it was there.
we're not even there yet. We'll get there.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
We'll get there. This is the next location. The Epic Mail. Epic Mail's taken over. There's Epic Mail Deli.
And the saddest thing is the Epic Mail's garden.
Epic Mail's garden, which maybe Jeff is behind or something. I don't know. And,
I've eaten at some of these restaurants.
TEM Block, the Epic Mail Block. They do your taxes, probably wrong, and they take the money.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah. Okay, here's the next one coming, and this is where I get my groceries at the A&P here, and Get Epic is on the ground there. This is all Sturmgeist. This one I really like a lot, man. This is pretty awesome. This one's pretty great. This is like we took this outside of a garage?
Parking garage downtown.
Parking garage downtown up to like the 8th floor, 17th floor, and then just shot out of it. And there's a lot of footage like I just take if we're somewhere. I'll just record random stuff, and you guys all look like I'm nuts. Like, what is this for?
There's always a reason, though.
Yeah, but
it
you
always
never
ends up
know.
being something amazing.
You never know, like, what it could be used for later on. So that's pretty much what it's all about, you know. While you're there, just get everything you can. That's like a little tip for people. While you're in a spot, while you're there, use the most of your time. Record everything. You never know what you might need it for, right?
By the way, yeah, and a note, we got one comment. Sturmgeist says, awesome photoshopping there. To which I say,
I disagree.
Yes, very awesome photoshopping.
I disagree with that. I don't think you did a very good job.
Meanie.
All right, so when was this done, John? Do you remember? Because I remember the exact date. And I'll tell you.
Oh my gosh, is this like I think February?
No. December 1st, 2012.
That was 12?
Yes, because I remember we had to stop doing it because Lindsay was coming over to do the T-shirt commercial for Christmas that day. So we had to stop. We had to stop in the middle of this. It's a million years ago, man. We've been at this for a long time.
It's been a while.
So, and this was cool. Like the idea behind this, every time Schnoz-man and HolePunch spoke to each other in the whole series, they're usually sitting, they're static, and they're just in one spot. So I was like, we're not doing that anymore. We have movement. They're moving throughout the room, throughout the house. Really, they go in all 3 rooms eventually, right?
We move around 3 rooms, or 2 rooms if you only count the living room, dining room as 1 room.
We'll say it's 3, okay? How does that work? And now we're getting into Schnoz-man revealing a little bit about his past, how his power actually causes him pain, and he sometimes has no control over the power as well.
Yeah, it's not something that ever really brought him any joy in this regard.
Right. And at one point he destroyed some things outside of his control, and then he was locked away for this, and they experimented on him. And perhaps we'll find more about this in the future.
When you destroy a bus, a boat, and a shopping center.
John knows all the lines because we had to do it. We do it like 1,000 times.
I just love that line.
And people don't realize, like, we do this stuff. How many times do you think we did this?
Oh, this at least 10.
We just do it over and over and over. And it's still not really great in the end, but it's better than it was when we start, and that's what it's all about.
Oh, here's a question to answer.
Yes.
MDX aka Snide asks, what's that green thing? That green thing is what happened when the blinds fell off of my window and I didn't know how to put them back up. That's a green screen that came with my video editing software that I got off of Woot.com about 3 years ago.
But it adds kind of a nice tint to the room. I think it was nice.
Yeah, well, it's gone now, sadly.
But if you saw the shot where OJ, there's a close-up of OJ in that room, right?
Yeah.
I think I screwed up. I'm trying to go back to it. Yeah, I did. There's a shot. There's a close up of you, but I had to add green to the film. It didn't look like you were in that. It looked like you were in a different room. So I can't go backwards anymore because it's just gonna take all night to do this. So I apologize.
Oh man,
I screwed up. Oh, there, right there. There's a little bit of a green tint added to it because originally it looked a lot different than that. And it was
that.
It's still not perfect, but I added a little. I did what I could.
It's funny. My cheek looks so pink.
You got rosy pink cheeks. You're like Santa.
Ho ho ho!
You're like Santa with no gifts.
Merry Schnoz-mas.
Santa with no gifts would be like the most annoying human.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Maybe. The Nutmaster asks, Slinky has a good question. So the Nutmaster through Slinky asks, do you guys already have a plan mapped out through how the story is going to end if you do as it rigid, or are you guys deciding to be flexible?
It's all set up at this point.
Yep. You guys got to see.
It's ready to rock.
Mm-hmm.
So I sat down with the mask. The first thing I did was like untie the mask because I don't know why I had it. It was so bizarrely tied before that.
Yeah. It had to be fixed.
And like even something like that, I'll do that 20 times. Of just just sitting. I'll do it again. I'm doing it again. That was a
really good cut, but it opened to a different page.
Why did you do this?
An amazing cut. Like the magazine looked so good.
Why did you do this? It didn't open to a different page.
At some point it does, but that looked so right. Like, it seriously looked like we had two cameras to me, and you cut from one to the other during page flip motion.
I have to go back now. I don't think it did.
I thought it looked nice. Oh, and the one reason we have that one blind closed is because if there's too much light in there, it messes with the camera.
Yeah.
I keep them open all the time.
It's the same exact page, dude.
It changes later.
No, it doesn't.
Maybe that was an earlier cut.
I don't know. You're out of your mind. So this is fun stuff. You had some fun with this.
When I'm trying to say, "Hey, come on, man, you can do it different. Come on, man."
I'll add some music in here. More,
I really like the fact that you added music. It really makes a little bit, you know.
Like there's a little more of like a little more of a pace to it.
Yeah.
Speeds up the pace a little bit.
See?
What is? You're one of those people.
Sorry, no. I was.
What is the point of even saying it?
I don't know. I just thought it was.
You did it, John. You did it. Cracked Da Vinci's Code, man.
Yo, I wasn't even gonna make a big deal out of it. I was trying to say how awesome the cut looked.
Okay.
You
anyway. You've ruined this commentary track. Alright, so originally, right?
Yeah.
This ran from the bathroom part to the kitchen to this, and then it originally ran throughout this entire scene that takes place here, which we'll see in a little bit, and it was about 8 minutes, 40 seconds. And I was like, man, it's really long of just the two of them talking and acting crazy with each other. So I then came up with the idea, add a scene with Raposa to stick in between this. And here it is.
I loved it.
This was fun. I mean, like, the only thing I don't like about it is, like, in a residential area. And it would look a lot cooler, like, downtown or something.
Yeah.
But when you go down there, there's just too many variables, man. You never know if you could hear people because there's so much noise. You might have people in the background. I was afraid there'd be people in the background that didn't care about Raposa, you know. You can't have that. So I was like, all right, let's go to the residential spot. This was, like, down the street from where you live. And, you know, just do it there. It's safe, and we know what we're getting into down there, you know, so. I had a little bit of a bluish color to the film there. And yeah, then this again, like I didn't like how it was on its own, so I'm like, I gotta add a song. And like that's something that takes a very long time because you gotta sit there and write the piece. And that could take like days. And then I thought, why not add a guy saying Raposa? And that was me, and I did that like bunch of different ways and a bunch of different times. That was me saying Raposa, and then I added some effect to it so it doesn't sound like me anymore. And the piece for this is actually pretty tough to play as well. And right here, you hear a woman say, Raposa, make love to me. And that's your girlfriend saying that.
Yes.
Originally it was Kristen.
Yep.
It was originally her right here, Kristen. She said we're supposed to make love to me, but then it sounded too much like her when she comes back into the scene. So it sounded like she was saying it, and then it sounds like she's coming back in and talking to him later. So I was like, we need a different voice, and your girlfriend was nice enough to do that. So, and the whole idea behind this is like she wants to get an autograph, and she has like a piece of paper that she wants autographed, and he just writes on her face.
And takes her money.
It takes all the money.
And she looks so happy about it.
And she's just thrilled with Raposa. She loves Raposa. You know. And this is Eric.
Yep. Very good friend of mine.
This is Eric. He's got he asks him, do you know about the wave of violence? And Raposa just pushes him and takes his phone as well.
Yeah, Raposa just keeps collecting things that belong to other people.
What do you want to say about this stuff, John? This is you.
Well, I was trying to make it sound like if you cut it off, it would be really awkward. Like, I want you to join me. You know, stuff like that. Make it sound really... Well, also to make it sound kind of dirty if you don't hear the end of the sentence. Because apparently with HolePunch, a lot of the jokes are he doesn't realize that what he's saying is kind of inappropriate if taken in a different light.
He doesn't really know what he's saying.
Yeah, I was shooting for that.
He's very good and wholesome, and he doesn't understand things outside of that, you know. In his mind, I'm just asking him to be my roommate. That's all I'm doing, or to be my sidekick. Yeah.
Officially.
Right. Officially, this is a big deal. This is a great honor for you to be my sidekick. You know, I'm a hero and shit. You know.
Yeah, and you're just kind of like.
He's a little deluded. At the same time, he kind of knows that he's not good, but he doesn't really accept that, and he's a little. I don't know. He's all over the place.
They have badges. They have guns.
He's severely damaged, basically. As we find out later, why? You know, a little bit more why. This is a whole day to do this. This is a whole day.
Yeah, ridiculous.
It's about 3 days of editing. Because I literally have to like go back watch every little thing we did.
Every little thing he does.
You know, then I write down like what the good stuff, where the good parts are, and then you have to try to make it fit together. A lot of times it doesn't. You gotta go back and try other parts, and then I yell throughout the stuff. You know, this is like our old microphone before we got the new microphone.
Yeah, so it's a little.
It wasn't that bad. Yeah, there's like certain things that like I think are bad. Like people don't really ever say. I thought the audio on this was pretty bad, but no one said anything like that.
Aww.
Everybody's very nice. You know?
Pretty much. Sorry.
What the?
I had something in my throat. But I mean...
Again, good facial expressions from you there.
I'm pretty good at looking disgusted, unnerved, tired. I'm really good at the negative facial expressions.
Well, what we'll do is we'll literally like just put the camera on each other or on you, or whatever, whoever's in the shot. And we'll be like, just do this emotion. I'll call out emotions. You know, you act them out, you do the face, whatever, and then, you know, it might find its way in somewhere.
Yeah, I gotta say, I really do have fun with the doing reaction takes.
You enjoy those, I can tell.
The more
they're fun, because you don't have to...
the better.
You're not memorizing any lines, you're just kind of moving your face. Right?
That.
And there's a lot in here. I don't think you see this kind of stuff anymore. Like, if you don't, it doesn't sound like a long time. This is something around 5.5 minutes. Like, you don't see two characters talk in any movie for like 5.5 minutes.
They just move on.
And you might think that sounds crazy, but try to find it. It doesn't happen anymore, because people just want like that movement all the time. You know.
They need to be distracted.
But you gotta slow it down. You gotta slow it down sometimes and explain the story to the people. Let it manifest itself.
You know, the thing is, it must just be so different for everybody. Like, watching this, I'm like, I vaguely remember doing this. I remember watching this a million times. Like, so watching it, it's just such a different experience. Like, people will point out stuff that I didn't even think of, or they say they like this. I'm like, what? I don't even remember. Oh, yes, that. It was awesome. Like, it's just so different. I have no idea
what you just said. How about this? When you went down on the ground.
That was awkward.
And this was another music piece. So I had to like this one I had to line it up with the footage, so I gotta watch it and just play as I watch.
I honestly don't feel like I was moving my hands enough.
I think it was good.
I need more exaggerated gestures.
Ed Trotta told me we should get closer to you during stuff like this.
Oh gosh, you can see all the pores on my nose. Lovely. I like how you lean in to talk to the back of my head.
No, he just leans in and yells in his face, like right into his ear.
The hole punch coming back up is a little weird.
And again, like, this is why people gotta trust us a little bit, because sometimes there's stuff that people don't get, and they go, "What is the point of this?" Like the last episode, the Manfred stuff, and he's like, "Your name's Manfred, right? That's what the checks you gave me." And if you watch it on that episode, it's not really like funny, right? Okay, man. Oh, wow, Manfred. That's hilarious, great. But now you see why that was important.
Yeah.
Because he keeps calling him Manfred. He thinks that's his name, to the point where Schnoz gets so frustrated with him that he yells at him and blurts out, "I didn't, that's not my name. I didn't take the money, or I took the money, and it's not my money," and blah blah blah.
That's not my name. That's not my name. I hate that song.
Well, now it's in the commentary track forever. The song that you hate. And the part where it goes back to episode 2 where Schnoz took the money from that dude. That's one of the most important things that ever happened.
And
in the whole series.
Everyone's just like, haha, that was really funny.
It was like 5 seconds thing.
How could that possibly come back to bite him in the butt?
I think about how much a big deal that was. Like, that's how he saved the apartment, and now this is what's broken them apart. Right? That was a huge thing that happened.
Yeah, and this part here, this was really tricky for me. I was shooting for white hot anger, for like being so angry, you just talk flat. Didn't quite come out.
I think you did a good job. A lot of people said they were scared of you after watching this.
Why does everyone say I'm scary or creepy? My friend Meredith has been telling me this since high school. I don't understand what's so freaky.
That's kind of mean. She shouldn't say that.
Oh.
That's a little upsetting that she thinks that about you.
I'm pretty sure she was kidding.
Okay.
And the chair.
She's already saying you did a great job in the chat. I'm looking right now.
Aw, thanks, folks.
I know Schnoz-man, he's upset with himself.
Oh, you can't even watch Wings.
He wanted to watch Wings. I forgot about that. Yeah, that's in there. That's his favorite show.
Yeah, so this is an important moment for HolePunch right here.
This is great, man. I like this a lot. This was filmed in probably February. As you can see, it's a totally different season than where Raposo was in.
It's so gray.
But it kind of works, though, at the same time.
Like, Raposo's is in a happy world where everyone loves him and things are amazing. Yeah. And HolePunch is walking through this barren, gray version of Stamford that exists only in his mind.
Maybe.
See, it's actually springtime and there's pretty flowers everywhere, but HolePunch can't see them because he's too sad.
The evil has taken over and it's just rotted everything. Okay, this is probably one of my favorite things we ever did. And this is the kind of thing that you can't write or plan out. It's just something you find. That's like one of the best things about this is we just usually go out and we just find stuff that works so well. Remember last time we found the American flag back on that wall? And we're like, we're doing something with this. But this time we're just walking around and
point over.
Like, look at this flag. It's like wet and it's stuck to this sign. What would HolePunch do during this?
Yep.
And I go, John, just do stuff. And what did you do, John? Tell us.
Well, we just look over and I'm like, I'm rescuing this flag. Get the camera. I mean, the poor thing's got holes in it. It's stuck against the sign. It's waving limply. It's at half-mast as well.
And that's what HolePunch would do, right? I mean, he's gonna fix the flag. He's a wholesome guy.
He can't just walk past it.
All right, now this is a whole thing. This is a whole thing. So we had this idea. HolePunch gets on the bus because the whole wagon's destroyed now. He's got to travel. What's he gonna do? We can have him get on a bus. And we tried to get on a bus maybe like 2 weeks before this, but we didn't have the right schedule.
I read this schedule for Saturday instead of Sunday.
So we just sat at the bus stop for like an hour with you in costume standing here. And the bus never came. Then we went home. But this day, the bus came, John. And it was literally like, just put him out in front of the sign. I'm behind you with the camera, and it's all real. This isn't something that, we asked them, can we use a bus today or anything like that.
Now, this
sure would have been expensive, yeah.
This was hard, so I didn't know how the bus worked. I didn't have a bus card or anything. So I had to get exact change for the bus and put it in my hand so I could shove it into the meter when I got on the bus. But the only way to do that without taking the gloves off, I had to shove like the coins into the glove and palm it, and I had to shove my dollar bill into the can on the HolePunch.
And then after you got in, I was like way behind you, so I had to run into after you.
Yeah.
And try to get on there too.
Now this bus was awesome and also missed opportunities.
Well, here's the thing with that. When we first got on the bus, it was completely insane. There was a lot more people than this, and John's in the costume. People were going crazy. There was like these girls that wanted to take pictures with you.
Yeah.
Which I think you did.
Yeah.
There was people just laughing, staring.
People were interviewing me.
There was a homeless dude. Well, I don't know if he's homeless. I shouldn't say that. A downtrodden gentleman, let's call him that. He runs up to me because I have the camera. He starts saying something, and I just go, I don't know who this guy. I was like, I don't know who he is because he's asking me about you. I don't know. I'm not part of this. I don't know. Just to get him away from me.
Yeah.
And I didn't film any of that stuff. I don't feel like that's like really a good thing to do. I don't like it's one thing to go to conventions and film people because it's like everyone chooses to be in a convention where people are filming, but this is like the public bus.
I mean, if you asked them and they said they were cool with it. But...
Exactly, but I don't want to mess with people like that. But we kind of did it anyway, but it's a little calmer, which is what we want. So HolePunch sits down, and we rode the bus for like 20 minutes, I think. I was just filming you, different spots. Right?
That's about right.
Any questions about the bus from people? Anything in the chat?
No, I think that they didn't really have any questions.
But that was pretty crazy. And that's the one thing about the series that's like different than anything you'll see in the movies on TV. Is that there's real life things going on in the background. Like when that last episode when the lady's going into the epic mail. That's a real person. There's real people and things going around you.
Yeah.
That are real.
Mm-hmm. We're not like the only fake stuff in the show is us.
Right. But it's inside reality. That's not really done. Because people get sued. People will get sued if they do that. So, well, they don't know about us. They won't sue us because we're too small time. They won't find it. They'll never see it.
Knock on wood, jerk face. Don't jinx us.
So this is Carl's song. I made the song. I wrote the song probably like a year ago, but I wasn't able to put it in because it took a long time to, make the episode and everything. And this is literally like him. Giving him the green light to do whatever he wants.
Yep.
And he came up with this bizarre phallic watering of the plants. And then I added, I thought it was cool, but you add something, and I learned how to do like a disco ball type effect to it.
Yeah, I see that. It's pretty amazing.
And this is him trying to I guess he's filming himself because he has a camera from the last episode when he did his news report thing.
Yeah, and then he throws out a zicking back.
And now he's putting flowers in his pants. And Violet walks out and sees this and just walks away. And this part here with the chair.
Oh,
he did this probably like 50 times.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, there's like a million takes of this.
Like different ways. Then I gotta which one's the best? And then I stress out over these kinds of stuff, like a 4-second clip. Which one's the best? This one here, I was like, this was later on, I think. I think we filmed one day of this, and then there wasn't enough footage. So we had him come back and do more. And I told him to do like Nicholson and Batman when he's in the museum. And like dancing to the Prince song. And this is what he came up with. It was fun.
Also, someone's asking, how did we come to cast Jeff's actor? Well, we had originally had someone lined up to do it, but he couldn't make it a lot. So a friend of my girlfriend, who is a friend of mine now, was Uncle Yo, Carl, and he was kind enough to come out and be our dastardly villain.
Yeah, we explained a lot of this, a lot of that casting stuff about Brooke and about Carl and stuff in the last time we did this. I think it was like episode 86 maybe, something like that.
Yeah,
so go back and check it out.
Yeah, well, just a note.
Yeah.
If you want to see more of Carl, they just put out a video that he was doing in Chicago a little while back called Dragon Board. I think it's by a Nostalgia Critic, and I think the YouTube account is like NC Fan something something, or I don't know exactly where it is, but it's the Nostalgia Critic folks, and it's called Dragon Board.
All right.
Yeah.
So this is Carl filming Violet, and this is the footage here is actually the footage he took with the camera.
Yeah.
We did that a couple times. These montages are tough because, like, you basically have probably like, I don't know, 20 minutes of footage.
Yeah.
And then, like, cut it down to a minute and a half. It has to, like, kind of tell a story. It has to make sense with the music. It's really annoying. It's really annoying. But I think it came out nice. We got HolePunch on the bus.
Moar bus.
There's a lot of bus. There's a lot of bus. We used probably not even... We didn't even scratch the surface on the amount we got. Well, that's good. And now this right here, HolePunch has the picture from episode 6 with him and Jeff. So he pulls it out on the bus. He's looking at it. Can it really be him doing this stuff? And this is Jeff's got a map of Connecticut that he's ripped up and it's going to burn.
Yeah, which I did not want you to actually get that burnt.
Yeah, the original idea was like we were actually going to burn it down there, and then OJ was like, no, we can't do that. There's smoke alarms and all kinds of other stuff that will get in trouble. So I was like, all right, fine. And he came pretty close to doing it, though.
Yeah, but he didn't want to do it also because that's an original Pyrex bowl, and they don't make those anymore.
Oh.
He was more concerned about the bowl than the house.
Well, I think he would have done it if you were the one that was like, this is HolePunch getting off the bus.
I'm on a bus, and it went real slow, and...
This is OJ's cocaine.
What a waste.
Boy. Yeah, so this whole thing kind of came about while we were there. The original idea was to have, Carl be passed out. I think he was just going to be asleep or something. And then she was going to do the lines, as always. But, then we kind of came... I think she kind of came up with this. Because it was going to be like, why don't you drug his drink?
Yeah.
And then she's like, I could chop it up. It could be like Coke. And then we thought real hard about this. Well, Coke is an upper, so that's not really going to make him pass out. And then Carl's like, well, slam my head into the table. Yeah, there's like some farts in there, but I want it to be like comical, like, huge, like, stupid farts. Yeah. So it's like, it's very low key. And there's 3 right here. 1, 2, 3. Yes. This is Schnoz-man. Schnoz-man's moving away. That's the same exact suitcase that he had when he first came in episode 1. We make sure this stuff is consistent.
And that thing's getting torn.
It's falling apart.
That suitcase is taking a beating.
Yeah, well, that's how it goes. I feel like we could have given it more time watching it back, because it's a kind of an emotional thing. Like maybe have him go to the door, like maybe have him go to open the door a little and then turn back.
Yeah.
Because you think about it, it's him leaving forever, right? He's about to leave forever.
The one time he does what HolePunch wants him to do.
But we probably could have got a little more mileage out of that moment, I think. This is Andres Raposa. This is back in November.
Yeah, we had to film this part twice.
We did this a couple times over the course of 2 months. That's how it goes, man. You gotta make it right.
Yeah, no, so there was some confusion with this next bit.
Yes. There we go. Okay. Now, we know that Schnoz-man has a penchant for watching strange things, right? Moose and the MILF? What was before that, John?
Hot Women and Goats.
Hot Women and Goats porn? You remember that because you got to say it 100 times in public at conventions. So, if you remember episode 6, in the beginning, Schnoz-man's on the couch with the pizza box. He's watching giraffes on television, right? So it appears that maybe before he decided to leave the house, he looked up some giraffe pornography. Is that what you call that? Before he decided to pack his bag, and now Raposa stumbles into the room. And I think the idea with Raposa doing this is something that Raposa's done many times in the past. He kind of uses HolePunch to figure shit out, and he's the one that looks good in the end.
Yeah.
If you remember the Ninja Italians thing, back in episode 2 and 3, he knew HolePunch was doing something with the bottle that he had, which had the fortune cookies in it. Then episode 3, he eventually follows him to where the Ninja Italians are, and takes them out, and he's the one that gets the credit. So he leeches off a HolePunch. So he's done this before. He's broken into the apartment before, gotten intel off the computer, but now, he hasn't been there in quite some time, and HolePunch has a new roommate, which he doesn't know about.
Yeah, and HolePunch is too dumb to password protect his effing computer.
And as you saw right there, that was Schnoz-man's original shirt that he threw in that case.
The pale one.
Yes, the one that was printed incorrectly.
Oh, and there's the cape throw.
And this is the cape that he used to wear, and he goes, "I'm not a hero anymore, so I'm not need this. I'm not bringing this with me."
And you nearly broke my liquor cabinet.
Yes, with a cloth cape.
It jingled.
Nearly broke it. And the pages were not lined up. Okay, John. So now Raposo knows what HolePunch knows. He knows everything that HolePunch knows about, where the location is and all this stuff. Right? And a lot of people like this look on his face right there.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
I like it. You can barely see his eyes, at least in this version of the video.
I like this shot right here. That's a nice visual. Schnoz-man wearing socks.
Oh, I can't wait till we see the rest of this part.
And that's the end. That's all you get. As you get a little taste of what this is going to be. This is going to be a confrontation between these two. Who knows where this will go? You never know. It could go anyway. It could go any way. Now, this is some nice little nature shots here, John. See what I'm doing here? I'm trying to get a job at Discovery Channel.
Yeah, just careful not to film the sun directly. It's bad for the lens.
I don't think we did. There's trees in the way.
I like trees.
This is OJ in the woods, where he hates the woods.
I do not like these woods anymore.
OJ hates the woods. He thinks there's like a boogeyman there. He's going to pull him into the ground and have his way with his HolePunch boxer shorts.
Just bees, spiders, and ticks.
I'm the one that got bit by the ticks, and I was ready to go back. You gotta man up.
Man up.
Man up, Johnny. Come on, man.
Man up.
This is like annoying stuff to do because it's a inner monologue, so I'm reading it to you as you act out what you're hearing me say, and then we go back later on and you say it, and then I have to go back to the editing room and line up what you said with the movements you do. It takes a long time. It's like a friggin' 30, 40-second thing.
It's not simple.
It's a big pain in the neck, man. It's a big pain. And the Epic Mail business card. What's the story behind that?
Caroline helped us make the Epic Mail business card and flyer. She, we took the art and she shrunk it down, and we ended up printing it up out on photo paper, and then cutting it out. We had a couple. So
HolePunch is in this location where the map said, where Jeff is stationed, and he sees nothing. But he finds this card. And this was really nice. And I think at the time you were kind of like, why do we have to do it like this, or why can't we just do it anywhere? But look at that. Look at the water, man. A little more care and effort, and look what you got. What do you think about that?
I was just more concerned about stepping in the moss and falling in and getting dirty.
You don't want to get dirty.
I hate getting dirty.
This is what I gotta deal with, guys. This is what I gotta deal with. Sometimes you gotta get dirty, John. You gotta, in order to get work done, you gotta get a little dirty. Alright, talk about this. You brought it up like a while ago. What do you want to say about this thing?
Well, somebody asked, and this is Georgia O'Keeffe's art. And Georgia O'Keeffe would draw flower petals as an allegory for lady parts. Or so people say.
Alright.
And all I'm going to say in response is that, Moons, bro, come on, give me a break. If I didn't like effort, would I do any of the stuff that I'm doing right now?
I have to push and prod you, John.
True, but
I push you to new heights. Someday you'll thank me.
Color me Kevin, that is hair gel. That is definitely hair gel.
OJ likes to expose things and put things down today.
Silence.
I like this. I like this scene quite a bit. This is one of my favorite scenes we ever did. Tell us about this, John.
So the bridge.
Yes.
So we went looking through Stamford for interesting places.
Yes.
And we came across this bridge, and John's like, "Climb down there." I'm like, "F no! I'm not gonna climb down there. It's covered in leaves. There's gonna be ticks and spiders. I'm gonna get covered in mud, and I'm not going to be able to see, and I'm going to die. And you're like, climb down there.
And this is back in probably October of 2012.
Yeah.
And again, this wasn't even like something that we knew, okay, this is going to be used for this. It's just kind of like, there's a tunnel, and we're here. Just walk through it slow like you're going somewhere crazy. And then it wound up being perfect for this part.
I was amazed with it. I was so happy because I'm like, I knew we had just gotten the cape with the holes in it, and the light coming out just made me think this is going to look so cool.
This is the first time you ever... This might have been like the first thing we filmed for episode 6.
Yeah.
Or this new like, run of episodes. And you see right there, he's slipping on the ground.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Did you like how this came out here? I like this a lot.
Oh, yeah, with Skull.
It cuts in between...
What are we calling him?
It cuts in between you and Jeff. Did you like that?
Yeah.
We'll get to him, don't worry. I love how, like, the light's coming through here. He's talking to somebody, you have no idea who it is.
Mm-hmm.
Who is it? And this looks real nice. Like,
I don't know what we're going to call him.
What? He has a name.
Is it the name we thought it was?
You're way behind, man. Alright, here we go. This is our friend, Brian. He's our new friend.
I meant the character's name.
I know. You should know this.
Okay.
He's been on the video for since it came out. That you didn't watch, I guess. But anyway, hanging out one day, working on the episode, get an email from someone. His name is Brian. He says, "Hey John, I'm a Ramborgian. I live in Philadelphia. I'm an entertainer. I do acting. I do MMA. I do wrestling. I'm a bodybuilder type dude, and I want to be in Schnoz-man and HolePunch. I'll do whatever you want. Here is some pictures of me, right? And here's a character that I came up with by the name of Skull Midnight. So I'm looking at the dude's photos. He's a jacked up dude. He's a handsome gentleman.
Nice guy.
I love the costume that he put together. And I said, this guy's got to be in this thing. I didn't have a spot for him in it because the thing's been playing out for quite some time. But you know what? You can build it and you can break it down and build it up again. And I found a spot to add this dude in. And he's bringing a lot to the table. Someone that actually looks like they belong in a superhero show for the first time.
Hey, Raposa looks like he fits.
Raposa, Brooke probably a little bit. The rest of us, I don't know. That's questionable. But he's an awesome guy. He came down for a day. He's obviously in this episode. He's going to be in the next one, a big part of it. And Skull Midnight is the name. It's the M on his chest there.
Okay, because I wasn't sure if we were calling him that or Skull Mister.
Okay.
In my head, he will forever be Skull Mister.
Yeah, we would call him Skull Mister for a while, but then he told me that that's the name of the character that he wanted to use. And I think he's making his own like series or something with the character.
Yeah, so you keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, we'll have him on the show, and we'll have everybody on the show eventually and all that stuff in the future too. So we'll get more information about that. And now the episode is over, obviously. Right, John?
Of course. Who could ask for anything more?
So, traditionally, like, this is the thing that closes out the episodes. Then we started adding little pieces after the episodes, maybe like 30 seconds of something else extra. So, we originally this was going to be the ending. And I go, that's not enough, dude. It's not good enough. Like, if this was just this, people would say it's okay, but it would have been a pretty weak episode in the overall scheme of things. It needs to have more things. So I told OJ, I'm like, I want to do flashbacks. I want to do a couple different flashbacks, like Jeff meeting you, things like that. And OJ had the idea. I don't know how we come up with it. He was like, do it like a sitcom, right?
Yeah.
Where did you come up with this?
I watched a lot of TV as a child. A lot of TV as a child.
So OJ's like sitcom, and that just all of a sudden my head exploded.
He took it and ran with it.
I'm like, yeah, it's gonna have an intro song. It's gonna have a laugh track to it. It's gonna have a different like look to it, which you can't really see on the YouTube version, but it does. And this is what we came up with: best friend of roommates. And I'd love to know, like, maybe you guys could let me know someday. But if you after you watched the ending there, the ending song, and this started, like, what was going through your head? I wonder what people were thinking. Like, what the hell is this?
Like I don't even understand. Where did this come from?
Like, what am I watching right now? This guy's evil. Tell us about these flowers.
So we have dogwood trees, which are basically like American sakura tree, cherry blossom trees. And it was perfect because he came by to shoot these scenes right when there were petals everywhere.
And we used them.
Oh yeah, we did.
So we had the idea, we'll just have him go in there and make angels with them. He loves flowers, and it was just an insane time of year that these things fall. So I was like,
Rubbing
wow.
him all over himself.
And here we go. This is inspired by Charles in Charge. The show Charles in Charge. If you've ever seen the intro, I mean, you want to watch it on YouTube, it shows the outside of their home. And then the Charles in Charge spins out just like I did and, covers the screen. And Sturmgeist made that logo. And
another great job by Sturm.
And as you can see, Harvard wears blue, Jeff wears orange. That's what the logo shows, the two sides meeting, penetrating each other. And
excuse me?
well, that's what the sign's doing. And this is fun stuff, dude. Look at this. And now OJ goes to grab the this wasn't planned. OJ goes to grab the frisbee and he drops it, almost goes into the water.
Well, the water part wasn't planned. The dropping it part, I think was planned.
But not to the extreme that you took it.
No, and then I leave frame, and then I come back.
Yes. And then this is like a farm. There's a pig. They're having a nice day together. Here you go. What is this, a llama? This llama, right?
Yeah.
I'm filming
There's
these.
an alpaca too.
Okay, I'm filming these guys like messing with these animals. All of a sudden, one comes up behind me and nearly takes the camera away from me.
Yeah, that would have been bad.
And nearly snatches the camera away. This is my favorite part in the whole episode, by the way. This is Jeff trying to climb into the pig pen for some reason.
And then
Harvard's like, no. And Harvard, look at this. Harvard calms him and says, no, calm down. That's not, we can't do that.
Yeah.
And you guys are just having a great time. This looks
Look
really
at
nice.
the goat. Ha ha ha, goat. Ha, goat.
This part looks real nice on the
high five?
Oh yeah, it's real nice.
And yes. Ow, I bit my tongue. Ow.
And as you can see here, much like WE programming, Best Friend Roommates is TVPG. And then we got I looked for the worst possible laugh track you could find. Like some of them are real good. They sounded actually like a live audience. But I just wanted a really bad one, And this scene right here, this is if you go back to episode 1, it's almost exactly the same as when HolePunch first came in. Or I'm sorry, when Schnoz-man first came in the apartment.
Yeah.
What do you say there? Oh, excuse me.
Yeah, excuse me. It's a little bit early. I didn't think to see anybody this soon.
It's the same exact thing that he says. It's it's just the way he is. He's a wacky guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's Jeff, and he likes it.
Yeah, and he takes a nice little look around the place.
He's enthralled by it.
And Harvard's just so awkward.
This is tough because, there's no coverage here. This is something we had to do quickly, and you guys just go, no coverage at all. Improv a little bit here and there.
Yeah.
Much to my chagrin, but it came out nice.
So, it's funny. It's like he just sees the entryway and he's like, "I love it." He doesn't even see his room.
He doesn't need to see it. It's perfect.
Yeah.
And there'll be more about that later on. Why he liked it so much and stuff. So I quickly realized when we put this together, and this wasn't planned out, that these scenes don't flow together well. Like that part of Best Friend Roommates and the next one.
Yeah.
They don't fit. There need to be something in between. There's no flow to it. So I'm like, what if it's like someone, since it's like a sitcom, it's like a feed, right? You're watching the show and something's cutting in and out of your cable broadcast. So
yeah.
What it does is you're watching Best Friend Roommates, that's in the past, it's like a sitcom, and then it cuts into the present day, what's going on presently for Schnoz-man, HolePunch, and everyone else. And here you go, this is the first one. And Schnoz-man does some sort of exhibition of his powers. Is that what's going on with Raposa? Is that what's something to come later on?
Is he
We
getting
don't know.
revenge on HolePunch by destroying his television?
Who knows who knows what's going on? Yeah.
By the way, I have to wonder if there's anybody who didn't watch the video like past the credits.
I don't think so.
Thought it was over.
I think they learned last time.
Oh boy! Now, just a note on how nerdy Harvard is. That is a Warhammer T-shirt. Warhammer 40K Space Marines T-shirt.
So this is supposed to look like HolePunch is jerking it when Jeff walks in the room, and he's like, this is what he sees from behind HolePunch's back. Did you get that, John?
Yes. Yes, I did.
You missed the farts, but you got the jerking off. All right. So this is he's just like, what in the hell is he doing? You know. And I remember like directing you for this, and I was just like, no, you got to do an upward down motion. And you're like, it's hard to do, and I'm like, no.
And then he hides it.
Yeah, because he's building the hole plunge.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, no one can know what I'm going to be, what I'm going to become.
You can tell he's serious on his science when he puts his glasses on.
Ah, when he's working on his craft, he's got the glasses on. That's Harvard smelling Jeff.
Yeah, I think I should have gotten closer, but it just seemed awkward, so I stayed back.
Yeah, we did that a few times. And this was never supposed to be in the episode. I remember I called you one night. I'm like, I want him to explain what happened to his parents. I think we need to do it. We were always going to do it eventually, but not necessarily in this episode.
Yeah.
But I'm glad we did it.
Yeah, it all came out.
And I like the explanation that we came up with. You could tell when OJ and I collaborate on something because it's more bizarre than usual. So we came up with the idea, like the father. What if? Because I was like, what if the plunger has something to do with his father? And then you're like, well, he's like a janitor. And then we kind of put it together. And then you came up with he slid out the window. And then as soon as you said that, I was like, slip and slide of doom.
Dastardly slip and slide.
I was like, that just popped into my head as soon as you said it. I was like, that's going in. And then I think originally it was like, it was two janitors. Like his father got a promotion or something, and then the other janitor was upset and he took him out. But then I changed it late, like the next day. I was like, what if he's a villain? Because this is a world where like superheroes exist, right?
Yeah. So
why can't villains have like secret identities too? You know. Mm-hmm. So the dude's a villain at night, and during the day he's a janitor. HolePunch's father finds this outfit in the locker room. He finds out this other janitor is a villain. He tells the cops. The guy disappears, and then he basically comes back for revenge on HolePunch's father because he's the one that ratted him out. Do you like this? Streamgeist made this. The Stanford Sentinel.
Good, you kept the same newspaper name.
And
that's really cool.
Yeah, it's the first time you saw this, huh? And janitor discovers Dimondo's identity. So the guy that killed HolePunch's parents, his name was Dimondo, apparently, and that might be a silhouette of him.
I think it looks pretty cool.
This is where you explain what happened. If you see in the background, you can actually see like a dude mopping, or like putting stuff on the ground.
And you crossed out the dates. That's good. Keeps people.
Well, that was those Sturm guys.
Yeah.
He worked hard on that. Don't give me credit for his hard work.
You meant both of you.
Yes. Anything to say about this? This is mostly you.
It was tough because I had to be like I was trying to drive myself to tears, but I couldn't quite get there. Meanwhile, I've got Carl there like making these faces. I'm trying not to crack up.
Dimondo murders janitor and the wife. Then himself. Child watches, and if you look at in the background, it's actually Stanford police. It's like some stock footage I found of from Stanford.
Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I wanted to point out Carl's expressions during that. I forgot, but he
I mentioned it.
He had some really good reactions. Like he played it off really nice. That's pretty funny right here.
Slinky is theorizing that this scene is where HolePunch turned Jeff evil. Its description gave Jeff the rush for violence, right? Yeah.
We'll have to find out later on. We'll find out perhaps why Jeff turned evil. There's still many questions There's many questions. This episode would be more questions. You know.
Yeah, and
this
if you
question
look,
solved it answered nothing, and it made more questions.
And if you look, the desk is a lot cleaner, but the rest of the room is a lot messier.
And here's present day HolePunch. What HolePunch is doing today, right now. And as you see,
right now, gingerly stepping on the log.
Well, he's taking his time. He knows he's more powerful than HolePunch, and he's ready. He's just stalking his prey.
He just looks really creepy.
Yeah, it's awesome. And this is the epic mail back to episode 6. This is where the epic mail was at.
My gosh, my butt is huge.
And again, this is stuff like, we just run out there and film.
It's funny. I think Harvard seems more excited about this place than Jeff does.
Well, Jeff's he's obsessive. In a lot of ways, he's the same guy. He obsesses. This is his lifelong dream. It's finally coming true. He goes into almost like a trance-like state.
He gets lost in his own mind.
Right, exactly. He's a little nutty. Everyone in this thing is out of their minds, basically. And I think with HolePunch and Jeff, they're both like children. They're both like socially inept, underdeveloped mentally, because of things that happened to them. And they found each other, and they're just very awkward. They never really had friends. They think this is what friends do. This is what friends are, right?
Hug.
Is that what a friend is? Yes, we're best friends. And now we have some. Perhaps like another language or something. Another feed of best friend roommates. Now, if you look closely... I lost it. Oh, shit, I went back too far. Hold on. Oh, I screwed it up. Okay, here it is. Hold on. If you look closely in there, you see what Jeff's place was called, Jeff's Dream Garden. And that was in episode 6 too, but it's in this background like all staticky, and then it turns into the epic mail, and the epic mail's got some some music going on, there's like a rave going on in there, selling some merch, and they got Bear Claw's poster on there, and then you hear Bear Claw screaming. Where is he? Is he at the epic mail? Is he somewhere else? We know he's still around, and you know he's pissed. That's all we know, right?
He is not pleased.
So then we're doing these flashbacks. I'm like, we should have... Well, first of all, I'm like, this episode really needs some sort of like an action scene or some sort of a movement scene, because mostly just people talking to each other,
Yeah.
So I'm like, what if we have HolePunch in one of his, maybe like not his first day out, but one of his first days is HolePunch. And I told OJ about it. I'm like, you got to get a costume together, and this is what he came up with. What exactly is the costume?
What exactly is the costume?
Yes.
Well, that's some latex gloves, an inverted mask, sweatpants, a sweatshirt, and a shredded T-shirt, and a polymer clay falling off.
That's the suit you used to wear.
Yeah, this is his old school, his first costume.
That's the suit that he wore the first 4 episodes.
Yep.
Plus a different mask and different gloves that he had in like his early days, his HolePunch.
And somewhat different pants sometimes.
And there's no HolePunch yet because he was still building it.
No HolePunch, no utility belt, just a belt.
No weapons, nothing. He thinks he can just go out like that. And this is like an alleyway that we found like a couple months ago that I remembered because I thought it was really cool visually. It's like a really tight quarters to it. So, we're going there, man. There's a nice crotch shot. And he's happy to be doing his hero business. The crowd's cheering for him. Then he hears a siren. Evil. I like what you did here. You did some squinting, and tell us about that.
I'm just trying to see, evil is around. But where? I'm looking up. I'm looking down. I'm looking to the side. Where could evil be? Womp!
So I had Chap there, and on the spot, pretty much, we came up with the idea that he's gonna come through this alleyway that you're in.
Yeah.
So I'm talking to Chap. OJ's not next to us, and I'm like, Chap, when you run by, you give him a little elbow. He could take it. He's gonna act like he doesn't want it, but just give him a little elbow. And I saw OJ heard what I said. he was closer than I thought he was. He heard what I said. And the first couple of times we did this, like, you were, like, moved and stuff. And I was like, no, you got to take it. And he did. He took it.
He smacked me against that wall at one point. It's like, BAM!
That was it. That was the hardest one.
Yeah. And I look angry for a second, too, because I'm like, ow.
All right, so Chap was supposed to be Jeff. He was going to play Jeff. I wrote it with Chap in mind for Jeff. It didn't work out. So putting together this episode, and I thought of that idea I told you guys before about where we need some sort of action scene. And I was like, man, I came up with this idea for the bank robber and all that stuff. And HolePunch gets kicked in the balls in the end because he's, he's a little awkward and doesn't know how to deal with this stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm like, Chap's my man for this. So I call him. I'm like, dude, I'm sorry, it didn't work out. You couldn't be Jeff. Could you come down for like a couple hours one day and be this other character? He was down with it. We did this late at night. It's probably the latest we ever did outside stuff. It's probably around 8 o'clock, 8 p.m. And the sun was going down, and we had to move it.
Yeah, we did.
So yes, go ahead.
I just wanted to point out that money bag he's got is a pillowcase filled with a ton of paper I just cut to money shape.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Oh.
What, do you think it appeared out of nowhere?
I don't know what was in that thing. I had no idea. And then like we literally like came up, like he got there around 7, right? And he came wearing that outfit, and then we're like, OJ had a hat, and then that's actually one of Miss Campbell's masks.
Yeah, she has a bunch.
That we got from Miss Campbell. We have a bunch of extra masks. We're like, all right, put this together. We tried a couple different outfits, and that's the one that we settled on. Some people say it looks kind of like a Clockwork Orange type of thing. I didn't even really anticipate that, but it kind of does, right?
Well, with the accent, too, yeah. I mean, he's dressed in moderately nice clothes. I mean, the khaki pants and the white shirt just make me think. It just looks like because I remember them being fairly moderately well dressed, for all the weirdness.
Right, and then Chap's real good with the accent. So, in putting together the character, I kind of came up with this this like English sounding character, and I know we have many European friends. UKs are, like we said in the past, is our biggest thing, right? Our biggest supporters, maybe. Who knows? So I was like, we need some kind of representation, even though we don't have a true Englishman. We can have Chap, who does really good voices, pretend to be one, and he did a real nice job with this. And yes,
he ended up like an English Hunter S. Thompson.
There's a little Jack Sparrow in there, I think.
Yeah, a bit. Yeah.
He did a nice job. He did a real nice job.
Yeah, English Hunter S. Thompson.
HolePunch, this stuff with HolePunch, like these close-ups of HolePunch are real dark. I had to do a lot of brightening on that, so it looks a little like the colors look a little weird, but it looks better than it would have.
And since our boom is busted, it's really hard to get the audio outside.
Yeah, we break stuff, so it goes. And we did this a bunch of times. One of them we did was completely in the darkness. That obviously wasn't used, and I don't know why we even did it, but I think, this one's pretty good.
Yeah.
You guys only dropped some of the lines.
It's funny though, because like we haven't filmed in this parking lot for a long time.
Yeah, it looks totally different though. I mean, this is actually the parking lot that Raposa was in episode 2.
Yeah.
But I don't think anyone would really know that. So, based on what you see here, looks real nice though.
Yeah.
Behind you, it looks awesome.
Now there's another important thing. Yeah, so if you when the camera's on HolePunch, watch behind him very carefully.
Let's see if I could find the spot. I don't think anyone picked up on this.
No, I know it's there, and I keep forgetting to look for it. The fact that I can't hear the audio makes it a little better, so I can focus on it more. Because when the audio's going on, I'm usually laughing at what Chap says.
All right. Now, no one picked up on this, which is understandable because it's really blurry and shit. Now, if you see behind HolePunch, there is a police car that drives by. Perhaps looking for the bank robber. I don't know. What do you want to say?
Yeah, like, if you really think about it, if HolePunch wasn't there, the bank robber would be plainly visible.
Right.
So he probably made it so that the police didn't see the robber.
Right, yeah, that's the storyline. But in real life, I'm like, this is the end of this shot. I don't know when Chap can come back. I guess we're not doing this. But the guy, he does park, as you see, he stops. But he just let us go because we're not doing anything wrong. It wasn't like we were climbing the fence or anything.
Yeah.
That happened before this. So
yeah. I hope that people got the bit about why he wouldn't give him the snacks. I realized I explained it a little funny. Like, I think I dropped the line or something. It's supposed to be basically him saying, I'm not giving you these snacks because you're evil.
Yeah.
And
I think it came across.
Yeah, by the way, I forgot to eat them and they went stale.
Oh.
Probably for the best, honestly.
I thought this was good. I thought, if evil was a solar system,
yeah,
its plants would be greed and filth. Its oceans would be filled with liquid crime.
Yeah, when I was saying the line, I was trying to make it that HolePunch was really getting into what he was saying, and he lifts his arms up so there's no way he can protect himself.
Yeah. The kick is pretty good. Like, I didn't actually add any sound to this. He kicked something. I don't know what it was. And,
yeah, he hit me.
Yeah, a little slow-mo adds a little more, effect to it. And as he takes the snacks out, he says "delicious," but that was actually from a different take, and I stuck that audio in there because I liked it.
Is there?
Delicious. And that was fun. That was a fun scene. I think it was important to have that. Like, without it, it would have been. It adds like a little bit of a lightness to the episode, and some comedy, a little more comedy, and a fun new character too.
I need a weapon.
I need a weapon, and it makes sense because now this is where he starts using the HolePunch for real.
Yeah. So, here's a question with Long Live the Vita. For these episodes, have you guys done any improv with your lines? A little bit. Mostly.
I don't really like it.
Carl.
No, Chap was by the book, man.
Didn't he changed a couple things.
No, he was pretty straight on it.
He said right instead of yeah, and I loved how he said
stuff like that. But for the most part,
when he said yeah, it was so cool. Yeah.
Some of the takes he said right. Some he said yeah. Yeah was what I wrote. Then he changed the right.
I loved the yeah. The yeah sounded so good. I was sad.
You're very negative tonight.
What? I thought the yeah sounded really cool. Right was awesome, but I just loved the way he said yeah.
Carl tends to go off a little bit. OJ's more. I try to keep him more on the straight and narrow. I don't know how he feels about that, but I feel like HolePunch needs to be thought out. Everything he says is very important. It needs to be very true to the character.
Yeah.
So I don't really let OJ do anything outside of what is written. The other characters I feel like can do it because they're not as important. HolePunch is the most important. So there you go. And this is some like fancy crossfades, John. This is actually the lake where I live. I filmed the water.
I know the lake.
And then I filmed the sky and beautiful sky. I would go out there every day around 7 o'clock and look for the perfect opportunity. And this was like happened to be a beautiful day where the sun was doing something bizarre where it was like burning through the sky. And took a nice little shot of that. And there's some sort of a thing happening that I'm kind of surprised people aren't questioning.
When it's been there for the second time.
Because it has been there in episode 6 and the second time in this episode. But maybe people are a little shy. They don't want to seem like they don't know what's going on, but something's happening there. I don't know what it is. We're going to have to find out later. And this is from filming in darkness.
The darkness.
Yes.
I'm not afraid of the darkness.
Yes. Some people say they've been questioning it. I don't believe it. I don't believe that anyone's questioning it. And this is like, again, this is Carl about the improv. He has a basic line, and he kind of goes off on. It says it the way he wants to say it, which I'm cool with as long as it gets the idea across.
Yeah.
And this is HolePunch saying, "I'm an exotic dancer."
Very believable. Very reasonable statement.
If OJ actually watches the final episode, he'll see that there's laugh tracks during this. After he says that line, and then after this, there's laughter as well, which I thought was funny because it's like the way it was put together, almost like it was set for that,
Yeah, I mean it's a sitcom. That's what they laugh about.
It's a sitcom, yes. And now we're back to the couch. This couch is famous now.
Not as famous as some other couches I could name.
I love this because you've never seen this really with superheroes. Like explained to his roommate or his friend. You know, I'm a hero. I have a confession to make. I'm a hero. You know.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty fun.
Can you imagine like the Flash going up to his wife, going,
It happens, but it's never done like that. Like with this kind of. This is very awkwardly done. Usually, it's like they see the guy doing something amazing. Oh my God, that's you, Superman shit. You know, it tells Lois. Well, this is just very awkward.
Yeah.
I have a confession to make. I'm a hero, even though he's really not. Like he's not very good at it.
It's also funny how my hair kind of escapes, and there's that one wisp in front of my face.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. I thought maybe you did it on purpose.
No. If it was on the other side, it would have been my Hibiki hair, but...
And there's some good lines in there, too. One of them, I don't know if people caught, he's like, you know, there's no telling what evil could just come through that door and refuse to leave, which is kind of a prelude to Schnoz-man, I guess, and a couple other little things like that in there. Little touches.
Things that'll be relevant later.
Carl was really good as the old Jeff. He's good as new Jeff, or current Jeff, but old Jeff, he seems like he's really on top of that.
Yeah, like that really friendly, nice guy. Because Carl's a really nice guy. He doesn't have to act for this part.
Maybe that's it. I don't know. I'm HolePunch, a hero that will punch holes through the heart of evil and eradicate it from the earth.
Yeah, that's a line that he repeats all the dang time.
Yeah. Well, that's from the first one.
Yeah, he loves saying it.
He's got a lot of deep-seated problems. He needs some psychiatry. He needs like he's all messed up, man. And there we go, best friend roommates. You know, we'll be right back. A little commercial break.
Best friend roommates.
Then it all kind of comes undone. You know, we're going back to something modern day. And why did Jeff become this way? We don't know. All right, this is fun. Let's talk about this as we wind down here. So this is when we had Brooke come back to do the lingerie thing again. I'm like, all right, we have her here for whatever amount of time. Let's add a couple little things. So I'm like, let's just have her walking down the street, walking by a huge building, you know, because in the last scene she left, going somewhere, right? She got the phone call.
Mm-hmm.
So where's she going? Now we get to see where she's gone. And OJ was in the car, waiting in the car for this because there's nowhere to park. So I guess would you leave the car running?
Yeah.
So her and I ran out, and I'm like walking down the street, doing different things, and people like driving by are complete filthy perverts because they're honking the horn at her, they're yelling things. Like what is going on here, man?
Welcome to Stamford.
People are going crazy because there's a chick in like I don't even know what you call that, tight clothing, right?
Suspenders.
So at one
the
point,
best kind.
yeah. So at one point, I'm like bending over and I'm messing with the camera, and this dude's whistling and beeping their horns, and she's just standing there. So I'm like, you know, they're doing that for me, right? Like, you know that's for me, right? And she thought that was really funny. So, anyway,
nice.
It was just bizarre people were doing that though, and as you see, there's like almost like a crossfade where it's blurry. That's because the camera was shaking for this part. And the Epic Mail, the way the Epic Mail logo is put in there, it's like static, and it didn't look right. So I added this blurring, which actually made it look pretty cool.
Yeah, I didn't realize that wasn't intentional.
That was not intentional, but it became intentional because that's pretty much the whole thing. It's like you have a problem. What's a cool way to fix the problem? You know. And Sturmgeist made this. It looks actually pretty real. It looks real to me. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
That looks freaking real. Epic Plaza and Epic Boulevard is where it's at. And she's going to the headquarters, wherever this may be. And there you go, the Epic Mail, John. Epic
yeah,
Mail
I like the
headquarters.
giant EM.
Yes. That's it. That's the end.
Whew. We did it.
You're still there.
Hello?
I thought like when we came back to you, you were going to be like a Robon, like you're sitting on the bed with like donuts or something.
Would have been hilarious, actually. I'm kind of sad I didn't do that.
That's what I pretty much thought it was going to be.
I don't know. I guess I just didn't measure up.
Yes. So that's it, man. That's that episode. What do you think?
Very nice. I enjoyed it.
I hope you guys enjoyed us going through the episode. I feel like it feels good to like explain stuff. You know, and get it out there.
Yeah, let everybody know what was going through our heads when we were doing this crazy, crazy thing.
Exactly. And it is crazy. It certainly is crazy. OJ, we're probably going to get going here. It's going overtime. I know You got some stuff going on. Do you have any final words to tell the people?
Well, it sounds like you guys enjoyed the episode. I hope you really did.
If you have any future question or any questions about it, you can post them on the YouTube video or Twitter or something, and next week we can go through some of the more personal questions you may have. But we'll be back with the show next week. We'll be back to our normal format, which we haven't been able to do in a couple of weeks now. But,
yeah.
We'll be back doing the whole thing, the various topics, the comments, and all that fun jazz.
All that stuff y'all miss.
That's right. So, ladies and gentlemen, closing. Check out Ed Trotta's video. Check out JohnRamboPresents.bandcamp.com to get all those songs that you just heard for free. And we have a question from Iron Wolf. What is your blood type, OJ?
I don't know.
Okay. So for OJ, this is John. Signing off. Thank you for listening and being part of John Presents. The very best and free and optional ball swinging, balls to the walls, sweaty balls.
Good night.
OJ's balls.
Good night.
Camel balls. Entertainment. Ladies and gentlemen.